Hi. When it comes to selecting ammunition for concealed carry, the conventional wisdom is that you practice with full metal jacket or metal case because it's less expensive, and then you carry hollow points or some other type of expanding bullet because the expansion will give you more effect in the intended target and reduce the potential for overpenetration, which could lead to damage to property or injury to innocent bystanders. Now that makes sense, but it brings up some questions. Questions like, are hollow points really more effective? Well, that's an easy one to answer. Yes, they are. But there's also things like in the smaller calibers like 9mm and 380 ACP, will the hollow points give you enough expansion that you get insufficient penetration? And so there's a debate over should you carry full metal jacket ammunition in those calibers, especially 380. And that goes back to, well, is that going to be more or less effective, and how much potential for overpenetration is there? Well, let's shoot a few shots of full metal jacket ammunition out of 9mm and 380 and see if we can shed any light on those questions. For those of you who haven't seen this before, this is what we call the meat target. It's pork chops to simulate a pectoral muscle, then followed by pork ribs, then this bag of oranges to simulate lung tissue, then more pork ribs behind that, and then behind that, as always, the high-tech fleece bullet stop. In previous demonstrations, I've shot this with a lot of different types of 9mm hollow points, and the most common result I get is 100% penetration, and then the bullet is stopped by the first or second layer of fleece. So we know that the hollow points will give you sufficient penetration with very little overpenetration. Well, how will that compare with full metal jacket ammunition, and how can we test danger to innocent bystanders? What we'll do is we'll add another meat target, and we'll call this one our intended target and this one our innocent bystander. And we'll cover our innocent bystander with 4 layers of t-shirt, and then we'll take our intended target and we'll cover it with 2 layers of denim on the front and then 2 layers of denim on the back. Most people wear clothing on both sides. And then we'll shoot it with this Smith & Wesson M&P Compact 9mm. And the ammunition today will be Remington green and white box 9mm 115 grain metal case ammunition. Remington calls it metal case. And I'll shoot this from 7 yards, and I know I'll get 100% penetration on the intended target, but we'll see how much damage is done to our innocent bystander. So how'd we do? Well, I said before that hollow points are usually stopped by the first layer of fleece. Well, the metal case ammunition was stopped by the first layer of fleece after it went through our intended target and our innocent bystander. There's no question that the metal case ammunition did less damage to our intended target than the hollow points did, but still absolutely gave great potential for overpenetration and injury to innocent bystanders. Now let's set up a couple of new meat targets and try this again with 380. Now I've got new meat targets set up, and I'll shoot it with this Beretta model 1934 in caliber 380 ACP, and it has a 3-inch barrel because I like this gun. The ammunition I'm going to use is Remington green and white box 380 ACP with 95 grain full metal case bullet. And again, I'll shoot from 7 yards. So how'd we do? Well, we still got 100% penetration through our intended target, but this time only 1 of the bullets made it through to the fleece bullet stop. 3 of the 4 were still stuck in our innocent bystander, so I guess you could say he's only mostly dead. But remember, these were round-nose bullets. What about a flat-nose full metal jacket bullet? Let me show you a close-up of it. On your right is the Remington round nose we were just shooting at the meat target, and on your left is the Winchester white box flat nose full metal jacket bullet. Because of its flat surface design, it can do more damage to the intended target, but might reduce the potential for overpenetration. So let's shoot that out of our 380 and see what happens. So how'd we do with the flat nose full metal jacket? Well, all 4 bullets, of course, achieved 100% penetration, and 100% penetration through our innocent bystander. They had so little energy left they didn't even stick in the fleece. All 4 of them were just laying right here. But it still shows that your flat-nose full metal jacket bullet, although it can do more damage to the intended target than a round nose will, it really doesn't reduce the potential for overpenetration, at least not in this case. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, as you've seen in previous demonstrations, if you use the right hollow point ammunition, you can get enough penetration and enough expansion to be effective, but still reduce your potential for overpenetration. But as we can clearly see, using full metal jacket ammunition gives you a great deal of potential for overpenetration and hazard to innocent bystanders, while also significantly reducing your effectiveness on the intended target. Even using that flat nose full metal jacket ammunition, I can tell you from previous experience, it does do a little more damage than the round nose full metal jacket will to the intended target. But we can see it does not in any way reduce the potential for overpenetration. So, as always, don't try this at home. I'm what you call a professional. And thanks for watching the full metal jacket ammo versus the meat target video.